joining me today. I'm over at our flip house. I really want to get a lot of stuff done today. It's 10 a.m. I've been here since about 8:30, and I will be like, okay, I'm gonna have the cabinets done painted by 9. I just got done painting them at 10. So that took me longer than I thought, which is fine. I still like setting those little goals, because if not, I'll just kind of putz around. Not really. I don't know. That was the one I wasn't excited about doing, and now it's done. Done. So I'm letting those dry, and while that's drying, I've got a little bit of painting to do in the powder room, just like right above the sink. So I'm gonna get that done really quickly. I just got the paint for that, and then I'm gonna work on painting the kitchen table and the kitchen chairs. And I'm definitely staging the house. I've staged it a lot. All the rooms are pretty staged at this point. So once I get that done, paint it, get that painted, whatever. I'm exhausted. I can't hardly form a sentence. But while that's drying and stuff, I'm gonna like start really picking up, going through, getting trash in big black trash bags and set outside by the trailer. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do with like paint cans and things that need to go back to Lowe's, but I'll organize that a little bit. And then I need to change out or put covers on all the light switches, all the electrical switches, and really just give the house a good tidy and possibly a good clean. And then after lunch, I want to really get clean and get I need to get that fridge cleaned out. I might save that for Saturday because it is bad. But I might, once I get everything cleaned up, wiped off, I gotta call a plumber because I need the kitchen faucet installed and the dishwasher to be finished installing. But then I'm gonna go back home. I live 7 minutes away, so go back home and get all the stuff to stage the kitchen and the laundry room. So I'll take you on a quick tour of what it looks like right now. It is overwhelming. It isn't that overwhelming to me because it's my mess and it's my brain. And so I know like what I'm doing, but I think, my parents and my husband came over last night, and my parents were like, you have so much left to do. And I do, but I also don't. Like, we were at the tip of the iceberg where we were like, had only done this much at the top of the iceberg, and all the under part had to be done. And that I was very overwhelmed with, but we finally like brought them together, and now all the stuff under the iceberg is done, and I have the tip of the iceberg left. And I've worked all week over here. Again, I'm gonna say I'm exhausted. I'm waiting for that magical hour of 11 o'clock so McDonald's will serve me some lunch, and I'm going to try to get as much as I can do done by 11. Order my lunch. Hope to have everything cleaned and picked up by lunchtime. Eat lunch, then do all the things I just told you. So let's go around and have a little tour of the downstairs so I can show you what it looks like. You tell me if you would be overwhelmed at this point. I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel excited. I know, like, I see little piles everywhere, but y'all, these are ADD piles, and these are piles of like, I pre-order everything on Amazon, and so I always have just stuff sitting around, but I know where everything is gonna go. I know that when I order it. So I don't know, it's exciting. This is an exciting day for me. I feel like Joanna Gaines on the day that she stages. She's like, it's gonna be a late night. I'm gonna just really, gotta get all these plates hung. The plates look great, right? They look so good. Let me show you a little secret. Each plate has about 3 holes because I wanted it to look good. That is not how my husband would have done that. My husband would have put it down on the ground, maybe. I don't know. But that's how I do things. Okay, here's a gorgeous house. I'll throw up some before pics so you can see how it was before. This is the patio that I redid a couple days ago. I got a lot to do, less time to do, and then the first thing to do is in here. Oh, I need to paint the trim in here again too. So I might do that while my paint's out. So that right there behind the sink is gonna take me 5 minutes. And then the trim in here is not gonna take me very long. So let's do it. Let's just do it.
I didn't have a ton to paint in this bathroom, but I realized pretty quickly I was going to have to re-caulk this area right here behind the sink. So I don't know why I even painted it, because then I had to let it dry. What I should have just done is not done this part and caulked it again, let that dry, and then paint it for one final time. But that's not what I did. So it was time at this point to start straightening up. I know I had a lot of high hopes, and this whole day I was going to be finished. Well, that didn't happen. Everything always takes longer than I think it's going to take. So I just started kind of sorting things out, trying to figure out where I was going to put that pretty mirror. And then I realized that the plumber was here. So I had to let him in. But while I was waiting for him, I finished moving all these dishes. See, he's pulling in right now. They came lickety-split, and it wasn't like an emergency visit or anything like that. So that was nice, because he got all the plumbing done, but he did have to come back a couple times because stuff wasn't correct. The toilet still didn't flush, so I had him come back in and fix that. And then there was a leak in the sink that he came back and fixed. I got him settled and showed him kind of what to do and where the different things were that needed to be fixed. And then I got to work on this dining set. I'm using this cool paint called Beyond Paint. It's from Lowe's, and one of the YouTubers that I follow, This Crazy Life, she always paints her kitchen cabinets and furniture pieces with Beyond Paint. And it is just a really nice, thick paint. I'm telling you, if I went from this dark of a table, dark wood, to white, it would take me, I bet at least 10 coats of paint if you use regular paint. If you use chalk paint, it takes a little bit less coats, but it still would take a lot of coats. This took 2 coats. I probably could have got away with 2 coats, but I did 3. And I'm a huge fan, and it uses hardly no paint. That canister was $60, which is a lot. But I do remember her saying that a little goes a long way. And no kidding, if I can do this with 3 coats, I mean, I'll be able to use this stuff forever. This table, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. If I was using it like as an everyday table, I may have sanded the stain off the top. But I'm not. I just wanted to like quickly get this stageable. So I did the Beyond paint on top. And this is just my base layer to get the other paints to stick to it. Because the other thing with this paint is you don't have to sand or anything or use a primer. It uses it like it's all in one, which is amazing, really. So I did the top coat really quickly. And while that was drying, I went in and did the second coat on the base and let all of that dry. Once that got dry, I went in with some, I just had this paint laying around. I think I was thinking about painting the shutters this color, and I hated it. But it is a good dark gray brown. I'm not sure what the paint color is called because it's been sitting outside, but it was just a sample. And I'm just putting a little bit on the brush, and then I'll put it onto the wood, and then I just use that much paint. I don't get a ton of paint, and I just kind of smear in. And then I went in with some brown and very, very light amount of paint with the brown, and then did the same thing. And then went back over that with the gray, just so there's not like big streaks. It looks kind of like a weathered wood. That's what I was going after. Then went on top of that with a little bit more white and a little bit more gray. So just lots of layers. And the table was already distressed. See the like knots in it? And this paint just brings all of those marks out, which I think is really neat. Also wasn't sure what I was going to do with the chairs, but I ended up spray painting them white and they look really nice. I'll show you them at the end of the video. Then it was time to clean the sink out, and I first just rinsed it out, and everything was coming out pretty good. There was a little bit of like a concrete grout in there that I needed to use the scissors to get off. And then I went in with some Clorox spray and some of my LA's Totally Awesome. I don't recommend that you mix this stuff. I think it made like a poisonous concoction. It really stung the nostrils, so don't mix those two together. But it did get the sink really clean. This is the new faucet that the plumber installed. Isn't it pretty? This is the sink that the original house had, and it's just a cast iron sink, and I thought it was nice and classic, so it was definitely stained, but I just sprayed the Clorox in there and let it sit, and then while that was sitting, I sprayed some of the Zep grout cleaner in there, and I wanted to see if that combo would like work together to get those old stains off, and it did. It worked really well. While that was sitting, I went ahead and cleaned this side of the counter off, and it had some paint splatters, and so I got my handy dandy razor and scraped those paint splatters off. That is my favorite way to clean a counter. While I had my razor out, I went ahead and scraped the paint off of the window panes. I had to paint about 1,000 window panes in this house, and the way I started doing it was I just overpainted the panes or the wood, and then it got on the panes, and then I would just take a fresh sharp razor and scratch it off after it fully dried, and it was very, very easy, no extra time needed, and I think I'm going to do it this way from now on. Then I got up on my ladder and did the top part of the window, and then just like that, the window was done and it looked great. I got up on my ladder and did the upper section of the windows. It was right about now that I realized that the sink was leaking. So I hurried and got some paper towels, and then I called the plumber back, and so he was able to come on back and fix this for me. And while I was waiting on him, I decided to clean the floor right here in the kitchen, and there was a lot of like paint splatters. I don't know if you've noticed a theme, but I used some Goo Gone latex paint remover and sprayed it on the floor, and then got my razor blade and scratched off the paint, and it did not scratch the tile. So I really feel pretty good about how I got the kitchen looking today, and I got that whole dining set done, and I got the floor in here looking good. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. Me and my husband are going to come back, and we've got still a lot more to do. I'll make sure to take you along. But thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. It's a kind of a best of both worlds, where I clean and do little makeovers. But here's the way the kitchen table and chairs turned out. I think it looks so good. I've got it staged and ready, and now I'm ready to just get all this other junk out of here. I got some light switch covers on, and I think my plates look good. I got some more pictures hung. I hung that mirror. But thanks again, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any other of my videos.